Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Jetzel, the Driven Autism Dad. I just wanted to share a quick story because I came across a guy that said, "Hey, I'm an autism parent. I can't do anything else. I'm too tired already," is what he said. And I thought that was pretty interesting because I recently wrote a new book and I was asking people for titles. And over, people said workbook was out, right? Guide is good, workbook is out. And the reason was I don't like the idea of a workbook. I probably wouldn't be interested in anything saying it was a workbook. I've got enough work at home, LOL. I had all these people talking about they were just too busy, right? And it reminded me of a fellow that I worked with a while back. So this guy and his wife were struggling with their daughter, who I think was like around seven, and she wouldn't get ready for school. So when he first came to me, I said, "Tell me the situation." He said, "Well, we have to fight her every morning to get ready for school. It takes about an hour. It's an hour fight. She's never ready on time. By the time we take her to school, she's late. Her mom is mad, and I'm late for work. I'm driving really fast. I've been getting tickets because I'm driving so fast to work to get to work on time." He said, "It's crazy, man. And it's killing us. We can't get her." So I shared with him a strategy. It's a defiant strategy that we put together for my son, kind of some similar situations. And he said, "That sounds like a lot of work." He said, "I'm an autism parent. I can't do anything else. I'm too tired already. It sounds like too much work." That's what he said. And I said to him, "Well, let me ask you something. You just described to me an hour's worth of work every morning for you and your wife." I said, "It sounds to me like you're already working really freaking hard." I said, "I understand how you don't want to add something." I said, "But what if you replace that hour's worth of hard work and frustration and anger?" Because he was leaving for work angry and his wife was frustrated the rest of the day. It ruined her day. "For the right kind of work, and try this strategy." And then he said to me something I'll never forget. He said, "You know what? It's my house. She's going to do what I say. I don't care." And he got mad. And so I said, "Well, let me ask you something. How's that working for you?" And he started laughing because he realized it was working horribly. And he was fighting with his daughter for an hour and he was leaving for work late. And his wife was mad because she was taking her to school late every day and it was causing problems at school. So he and his wife decided to do the strategy. Instead of fighting her for an hour, they applied the strategy the very next day. I committed them to do it. I said, "Report." I said, "But you have to do it this way. Stay with it. Don't fall back into the trap of being angry, frustrated. Stay with the strategy. It's going to take some work." So he committed to it. His wife committed to it. They decided to work together on it. The next day, very next day, I have a hotline people can call and leave me messages. He leaves me a message. I could tell he was driving. He called me while he was driving. He says, "You're not going to believe this, Kyle, but I'm headed to work early." It took about 20 minutes. She got ready, and my wife and her are now putting together a puzzle until it's time to leave. It only took them about 20 minutes to get it ready based on the strategy we talked about, the defiant strategy that we covered very clearly. He said, I haven't been this happy in I don't know how long going to work." He says, "I'm not angry at traffic because it's so slow. I'm going in plenty of time." And he said, "My wife is thrilled." So I guess the moral of this story is if you think you don't like the idea of a workbook, if you think you probably wouldn't be interested in doing something that's more work, you have to ask yourself, if you're an autism parent and you think you're too tired to try anything else, what are you really working on now? What's the work you're putting in? And if you can replace that with stuff that actually gets the results you want in a shorter amount of time and it's done in a way that's kind and loving and happy, isn't it worth checking that out? Hey, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying I know you're busy. I know how hard it is raising kids on the spectrum. I have two. One of mine is more severe. One of mine is level 2. The level 2 was an extrovert. The level 3 was an introvert. So you can imagine the conflict I had to go, the fighting, the crazy, the biting, kicking, all this stuff, right? I understand you're working like a maniac and you're exhausted from doing all this work. And it's frustrating I understand. Let me just say I understand. Here's what I'm suggesting. If there's a better way to replace that fight with and get things to happen easier and better, and you can be happy while doing it, doesn't it make sense to investigate? If you're curious and if you're willing to investigate, click on the link below. I just did a video that's kind of kind of our family story, how we went from a struggling family to a family that thrives in chaos. And it's based on creating and applying strategies that get us the results what we want, without fighting and screaming and yelling and wrestling and all the hard work. Now you can put in good work in a lot less time and get the same results. So click on that link, go watch the video, watch it in full, because I'm going to share with you the framework. Even if I don't care what else happens. If you watch that video and you follow that framework, and there's even a strategy on there called Winning Every Meltdown that you can watch, it's going to get you some good results. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.